In today's video, I'm going to show you how to truly let go and trust the universe. In order to trust, what is the prerequisite? What is really required for you to trust anybody or anything? There is a sense of oneness that you have to feel with the object of your trust or with what you're trusting, right? If you feel separate from what you are wanting to trust or who you're wanting to trust, then there will, no matter how much you may love this person or love this thing, no matter how much you are certain that you can trust this person who is other from you, this thing that is separate from you, there will always be a degree of doubt in your heart that, damn, anything can happen. So there will never be full-on trust. And the trust that I'm talking about in today's video is really how to build that just feeling of full trust that you're not constantly doubting, oh, will my desires manifest? Will the universe actually take care of me? If I courageously go for my passion, will life come around to support me? Because those are the questions that we constantly ponder that hold us back into the current reality that we don't really like. Okay, so in order to trust the universe, you have to feel a sense of oneness with it. You have to realize the underlying oneness between all the separate things in the world, including you, including me, right? You feel separate from me. You feel separate from your friend. You feel separate from the cash register lady at Target or whatever it may be. We have to get this sense of oneness within our experience. It's a different thing to think and believe that we are all one. The world has one underlying source. The entire universe has one underlying source. It's another thing to start experiencing it. And it's not something that you experience instantly, but it's something that you can experience greater degrees of and actually attract that into your living experience, where you start to feel more and more one with your world, where you constantly see everything as a reflection of you, of your imagination, of your internal conversations. So then how to really start creating this sense of oneness? What if I was to propose a question to you that this oneness already exists, this oneness can already be sensed, it is what you are, but there is stuff covering it up that makes you believe that there is no oneness. The stuff that is covering it up is thinking. Thought, by definition, is separation. In order to think about anything, there needs to be a subject-object relationship where I, right, Sunny, is the subject, and everything that comes and goes in my experience is the object of my experience. Meaning, I, Sunny, am eating a banana. So I, Sunny, is the subject, banana is the object. In order for me to think about the banana, there has to be a subject-object relationship, right? But if me and the banana were just one, then there's no one to do the thinking and there's nothing to think about. So if you are to say that there is this one underlying source beneath all these seeming separate beings and individuals and plants and animals and everything, all forms of life, the entire universe, if it all has one underlying source, then try to conceptualize this. It's a little abstract, but if it was just one, right? And the one was just experiencing itself. The one can't do anything because what is there to do? The one can't think about anything because there's nothing other than the one to think about. So again, stay with me here. The one has branched off within itself into infinite different forms through which it is experiencing itself. Okay, so these infinite different forms are you and me and all other forms of life. And the one experiences itself through these individual perspectives, and we experience life, experience the infinite nature of the one through our little perspectives, through our thoughts. To keep that illusion of separateness going, you need thought, because thought is what allows you to constantly create this separation between you as that little perspective, one perspective of the underlying one, and then you can constantly project, this is outside of me, this is outside of me, this is separate from me, this is separate from me. Okay, so I know we got a little abstract there, and I can't go into too much detail in that in this video, but I want to explain to you how thought is separateness. And the more you think and the more you believe in your thoughts, the more you believe you are the thoughts, the more you will create this sense of separation between you and the rest of life. And the more you think and the more you create this separation, the more you will feel it as fear. That's what fear is. Fear is separateness, a sense of being alone in a huge universe, wanting to accumulate things, but being scared of losing it all, being scared of being diminished from this large universe. That's what fear is. And fear is created by a sense of separation, which increases the more you think and the more you buy into thoughts, the more you buy into this little one perspective of the underlying infinity. We are all one perspective of the whole, the one. But we are all connected because of this. The I that I refer to when I say I am Sunny, the I is referring to the one, the whole. On top of that, I've created this little perspective, Sunny, through which I'm experiencing life, which is also just an expression of the one. So, now that we've realized and established that thought is what leads to feeling separate from your world, separate from the universe, and that's what creates the fear that doesn't allow you to trust the universe and let go, then how can we fix that? Now for this, you have to go to the other side of fear, which is love. Love is what we feel when we feel a sense of oneness with the world. And oneness with the world can only be experienced once you let go of thoughts and you start to experience life in beingness rather than thinking. When you start to disengage more and more from your thoughts and emotions and all the things that make you this little perspective, this little ego. And when you start to disengage from all of that, you now start to let go of all that stuff that was covering up the oneness that is already there. The oneness you don't have to create. The trust you don't have to create. You already are that. But you have to let go and disengage from all the stuff that is currently covering it up, which is all ego-based, which is all that little one perspective, believing that that's its reality, believing that it is separate, and then perpetuating that sense of separation through thinking, incessive thinking. So in order to trust the universe and feel love, feel that sense of oneness, you have to start disengaging from thought. And you can think about it this way, like on a very human relative level, when do you feel the most loved, right? Like, let's just say you had a relationship in your life and you're truly like in love. In that time, you may not have even consciously noticed this. You're just feeling a sense of like being like one with this other person or one with whoever you're being loved by. And you're lost in the emotion of it all rather than the thoughts. And in those periods, like when you're truly happy in life, when you're truly feeling love, you don't think much. You're not constantly projecting so much mental chatter onto the isness of life. And that's what allows you to experience that. But then constantly, obviously, you know, your mind, which if it's uncontrolled and you're living unconsciously, continues to project the separation through which then now that phase of love just ends. The love is always there. The love between you and your world, the oneness, is always there. But what clouds this is the constant thought activity that you're entertaining and engaging with. So in order to start trusting your universe and starting to let go and feel this sense of love and oneness and just the feeling of, if whatever I do, life will come support me. Feeling this constant connection with your reality and things happening in synchronicity, and you just constantly getting hints, and you having this conscious, deliberate creation process. In order for that to happen, you have to start disengaging from your thoughts. And this is why I constantly preach meditation, because without it, you are just a bundle of thoughts believing that you're this little limited ego perspective in a state of fear and constant separation. But with meditation, you start to unravel all of the stuff that is covering up your oneness with your universe. This is not something you have to create. It's something that you have to realize once you let go of all the stuff that is covering it. And you do that through meditation. You do that through disengaging from your thoughts. So when thoughts happen, start letting them go. You'll realize that once you start doing this throughout the day, most of the thoughts that you're thinking aren't even needed for your survival. But see, thoughts, the mind, which is just thoughts, projects this belief onto you that you need to think in order to figure things out so that you can survive. But it is not true. Actually, what is true is that once you start disengaging from the thoughts and when you let go of thoughts, what remains? Recognize that. That is the beingness that I'm talking about. And when you start to do that and you start to experience more and more of that beingness and start to live through that beingness in your day, now that natural intelligence that is the essence of the universe, that is you, starts to flow through you and create your life much more effortlessly than before. As long as you believe you are a separate from the universe and everybody else, this little ego mind, you will struggle to create your own reality. And your belief about separation will be constantly reflected to you, where life shows you, yeah, you are separate, you're alone. Whereas when you start to live through this beingness, disengaging from the thoughts and living through the natural intelligence that is flowing through you, and that will take care of you, now you start effortlessly creating what you actually want to create. Because now you're not this little separate alone perspective trying to accumulate and protect itself, but rather the whole, everything in existence starts to somehow help you get what you want. Because if you're following your effortless expansion, you are in harmony with the rest of the whole, the rest of the universe. And the people that you need will come into your life. The opportunities that you need will come into your life. The things that you need, the resources that you need, everything will come into your life to support you, because you are part of the whole. But so long as you keep that part of you covered, right? So long as you keep that realization covered with all this conditioned beliefs and negative limiting patterns, then you block yourself off voluntarily. You're doing it unconsciously, but you're voluntarily holding your well-being back from yourself because you're too attached to your sense of separation and your thoughts, which enable this separation. So disengage from thoughts. Meditate at least twice a day for 15 minutes, where you just constantly let go of everything that happens. Of course, it's going to be hard in the beginning, but any thought that happens, let it go. Any thought that happens, let it go. Don't engage. Don't follow the thought. Don't follow it in a trail of thought. Just let it go, let it go, let it go. And just recognize, once there's no thought, what remains? It is you. Once you let go of everything, the only thing that remains is you. You can never let go of yourself. You can only realize who you truly are. What remains after all these false perceptions and assumptions and beliefs are gone and let go of. And then you feel this natural sense of oneness with your world, with your universe. And you gain that courage to follow your dreams. You gain that courage to put yourself in the deep end, knowing that life will come take care of you. Meditate every single day and live your day through awareness. Now, if you want to learn how to deepen this connection to the source within and start to create from this oneness rather than from a state of fear and separateness, learning how to create your reality from that empowered, higher consciousness mindset, click the link in the description box below and apply for my Accelerated Reality program, in which I'm teaching you this process, how to create the life that you truly want from a higher consciousness mindset, letting go of all that doesn't serve you and creating from oneness, from a deeper connection to source. All you have to do is click the link in the description box below and schedule a free consultation with me in which we discuss if this program is the right fit for you, okay? So make sure to go do that if that's something that resonates with you. But other than that, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video.